This firehouse in East Boston was built in 1923. It's a place of history outside.
So there's two channels there.
But inside, the focus is on the future. Kids. They're running a radio station, practicing scales,
over your head,
setting up a stage, and getting the melody just right. Zoomix, a nonprofit that empowers you through music and the creative arts, has a high-tech home here. Its beginnings, though, were modest.
So we were originally called Music Mobile.
Co-founder Madeline Stachinsky started this scrapbook year one, the summer of 1991.
The beginnings really were in response to the epidemic of gang violence in the late 80s and the very early 90s.
18 kids in her East Boston apartment learned about songwriting.
At the end of that first summer, and we're like, this was awesome, let's have a big party, it was so great, thank you so much. And they're like, well, what are we going to do next? What's this fall? And we were like, we don't have a plan for the fall.
A plan did evolve, one to include all sorts of interests surrounding making music, music production and performance. Corey DePina remembers that first apartment.
I've been here since 1992.
A hip-hop artist, he's the program director at Zoomix.
We make dreams come true. We offer programs that start as small in beginning as like private lessons in guitar, drums, bass, piano. Kids can graduate from that and form ensembles that go out and get paid and do gigs. We also have like an audio creative tech media pathway where young kids can learn live sound, audio engineering, studio engineering.
Board member and alum Brian Zuluaga.
Before it was the place that gave me technical skills and a job, this was a place that I felt comfortable with other adults. I could ask about college, or I could talk to about what jobs and taxes were, or just anything else that was going on.
Well, I came here for piano.
Cecilia has been coming to Zoomix since the second grade.
What I really like is the people and the teachers and like just the community.
Kenneth, a junior at Revere High School, found Zoomix in 8th grade.
When I started here learning guitar, I didn't think about radio at all. Hey guys, my name is Kenneth, and to think that radio became storytelling, that became playing guitar for a band, that became making new friends, into photography, into doing music journalism, all these different things kind of just manifested within each other.
The avenues seem endless, the opportunities open to all.
It just became this ecosystem, and I really feel like everybody who plugs in contributes to it, but also gets so much back from being a part of it.
In the 1980s, when the CIA was supporting attacks against the socialist government of Nicaragua, a Boston bike mechanic helped to start a movement that is thriving to this day.
Our founders wanted to build a community-wide effort to support the community there in Nicaragua. Instead of sending bombs, we sent bikes.
Today, CEO Elijah Evans says Bikes Not Bombs ships roughly 3,500 bikes each year to countries in Central America, the Caribbean, and Africa, with goals of advancing environmental, economic, and social justice.
Hear my voice slap 3 times.
And since the 90s, Bikes Not Bombs has been running youth programs out of its Jamaica Plain hub and bike shop.
Once it gets to that point, it's time for a new rim.
At the time in the 90s, there was a pretty high rise in violence, and there were limited opportunities for young people to be engaged after school and during the summer, and so our Earn a Bike program became our intervention strategy.
That program allows kids to choose a bike, learn to fix it and safely navigate the city, and then take it home. That's how Elijah first found Bikes Not Bombs.
I signed up for the Earn a Bike program. I was 14 years old. I really needed to connect with my community, and when I joined the first day, it was the first time where I really felt embraced by a community that didn't know me but wanted me to feel welcomed and to be a part of the joy that they were experiencing.
Brothers Kelvin and Erwin Gonzalez know that feeling.
The people that worked alongside me, I felt very drawn to them. I've never really felt like that before, not even in school. I felt like I had a second family here.
Bikes Not Bombs depends on bike donations from the community. The nonprofit also sells bikes and repairs them for the public. They welcome the support of volunteers.
When we need to pack a container shipment, or if we're teaching a class, often we'll train volunteers in how to do that, and then really work with them as partners to do this great work.
And a major fundraiser for Bikes Not Bombs is their Century Challenge ride, where cyclists ride 100 miles or 100 kilometers. The event is September 13th. Also, the Earn a Bike program is accepting applications. Again, this is a milestone year for Zoomix. They're celebrating 35 years with a number of events, including their annual East Boston Latin Music and Dance Festival in September and the Moose Gala in October.